Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of Dear Love Talk Show. And why Dear Love Talk Show? Because here you have a platform to ask your questions. You have access to us to ask any question you want to do with relationships. And you can do that via our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Love Talk Show, or via the email address, which is questions@lovetalkshow.tv. And usually we come here and we help people through the experience we've acquired by working with couples in their relationships.
Absolutely, and I believe it has helped many people. And if there is a question you feel embarrassed to ask, drop us an email, okay? You don't even need to write your name down. We will answer your question.
Absolutely. So here's the first one. I really like someone from work who doesn't really like me back. I can't seem to get over her and I'm not sure what to do. And that's from someone, that's from our Facebook page, someone who left us a question about our Facebook page. Well, I'd like to tell you that, sometimes it can seem difficult to get over someone, and even though you haven't really dated this person, you just like this person, the person doesn't like you back. It can be difficult, but I'm going to be honest with you. Sometimes we make it more difficult for ourselves. I'm going to give you my example. When I was a teenager, before, of course, I met Elena, I sometimes liked someone at school, at college, and the person didn't like me back. So what would I do? I would put on the most soppy and cheesy love songs, and I would just stay listening to those love songs the whole night and imagining if this person liked me back. Of course, I would never get over someone like that, right? So sometimes when someone likes you and you've tried to change the person's mind about you and it hasn't worked, then you have to be radical about this. You have to say, look, you know what? I'm gonna just block this out of my mind completely. And of course, you're not gonna forget this person in a day, but if you do this repeatedly, as a training example of trying to push this person away, then I'm sure it can happen. So that's the advice I have for you.
And think with me, you were the one who started having feelings for the person. And how do you get to that stage? It's all in your mind. You think about the person, you look at the person in a certain way, and usually people fantasize a lot. This is very typical of teenagers. Not only teenagers.
Although we don't know if this person's a teenager.
Yeah,
right?
but especially women, this happens to women a lot. So in the same way you started thinking about the person and fantasizing, oh, does he like me? Or what is it like? What would it be like? And all this kind of thing. You can very well get that person off your mind. You can do that, trust me. I know that maybe now you feel hurt, that maybe that person doesn't like you because she's not showing, or he's not showing any signs. But if you just put your mind to it like you did in the beginning, you will be okay.
So it's tough, but it can be done.
Yeah, it can.
Next one.
Well, it says, I started dating a guy I met online and I really like him. He recently told me that he is torn between me and another 2 ladies he met online. I would really like this relationship to work, but I'm not sure how to deal with this. This is from Mary from Hertfordshire. Yes.
I know how she should deal with this, but I'm gonna let you go first.
Honestly, listen, my dear, if I were you, I would, like my husband says, you know what that means?
Actually, I think the advice to this question should be one line. Ditch him. Because if someone doesn't want to be with you, or is saying, look, I really like you, but I also like those 2 ladies over there, there's something wrong.
Honestly, you are worth so much more than that. Now, just the fact that person is indecisive and can't decide between you and the other 2, that already says it all.
Yeah.
I mean, I believe you deserve better than that.
It's like going to the market and say,
which pair of shoes should I buy?
Yeah, or I like this orange, but I also like this pear and this apple. Come on, you're more important than that, like Elena said.
Yeah, just...
So the advice is, I'm sorry, I know you may like this guy, but someone like that is not for you. And I'm not going to mince my words about this. That person, someone like that is not for you.
No way.
Okay? I'm going to read the next one. The next one is hard for me to read because I'm a man.
Should I read this one?
Let me read. It says the following. Why are all men only interested in taking advantage of women? And that's from someone who attends our Love Talk Live seminars. Every Saturday, 7 p.m. in Finsbury Park, we have our Love Talk Live seminars. So why are all men only interested in taking advantage of women?
Do you know?
First of all, that's not a question. That's a statement you're making. And I don't agree with that statement. Of course, there are men who are interested in taking advantage of women, and there are women who are interested in taking advantage of men. But it's not all men who are interested in taking advantage of women. And the truth is, what it sounds to me like is that you've had a bad experience with someone, perhaps very recently, and you're hurt about that. You haven't still overcome that, and perhaps you're tarnishing every man with the same brush.
And even though you are different, you are not just any woman, because I can clearly see through your question that you are the kind of person, you don't take this kind of treatment from men. I will be yours if it's just the two of us, and there has to be faithfulness. The chances are that these kind of men, you know, they take advantage of the women that allow them to take advantage. Is that how you say it in English?
Yes.
So, you know, there is so many different kind of people out there. You just have to really choose, be careful, and value yourself, and stop thinking that, because not all men are the same.
And of course, you know, Yelena was saying that some men take advantage of the women that allow themselves to be taken advantage of. But some women are quite smart, quite shrewd. They wouldn't allow themselves to be taken advantage of. But there are some men out there that are really good at,
good deceivers,
deceiving, right? But again, what I want to tell you is that it's not all men, and you shouldn't say to yourself, you know what, I'm going to be cheated on or deceived or hurt every time I trust a man. Don't think like that. There will be someone that you can trust, and you have to find that person. But perhaps what is important is that before you surrender to that person, you know, body, mind, and soul, then find out really, really well about who that person is. I'll give you an example. We dated for a year before we got married. You know, for us, getting married was like the goal. You know, up until the day we got married, we were still finding out if, I mean, we knew we were going to be together, getting close to that date, of course, otherwise we wouldn't have booked our wedding. But, you know, if until that date I found something that showed me she wasn't the person for me, then I would have called it off. But the moment we got married, it's like we knew, look, this is for life, and I was sure I knew this person well enough. Make sure that before you surrender your heart to that person, find out who they really are as well as you can.
But also there's the other side as well. If you are single, if you've been single for a long time, because deep down you have this thought inside of you that all men are the same, they are disgusting, or they do this, they do that, whatever it is that you think, you need to address that issue. This is a very serious issue. You need to address that. You need to, you know, dig within yourself and find out where this is coming from and solve it. Because maybe the guy is a good guy, but in your mind, any little thing that he does looks and sounds like taking advantage of you. So it's also that thing about how you see things, you know.
And like we said earlier, surely because of something that happened in the past. So there are good guys out there. You just have to find them. Maybe you say, oh, it's like finding a needle in a haystack. It's not that bad. I mean, you do have to search. You do have to test the guy, but they are out there.
Search in the right places.
Somewhere.
Search in the right places.
Absolutely. Actually, we do help with this in our Love Life seminars. If you want to come along, actually, I think the question came from someone already in the Love Talk Live seminar. So hopefully, I don't know, maybe you started attending recently, and I hope that what you're listening there is helping you. So before we finish, just reminding you that if you do want to send us your questions, you can do that on our Facebook page, facebook.com/lovetalkshow, or send us an email to questions@lovetalkshow.tv. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Okay, it's been a pleasure to be with you. Bye-bye.